Hello everyone. This is a quick little video to explain why I have been so absent recently. There have been a lot of issues regarding my Elgato HD capture card device thing. When I record when I recorded a Let's Play, particularly one for my PlayStation 2, so this was in 480p, or no, it was 576i or something, and it was interlaced. And when I recorded the video, and it was recording fine, and I stopped the video, I stopped my audio recording, and then I stopped the video recording, and then I close the app and I go to my video where it saves usually, and I look at it, and it's created something new that I've never seen before. It's got 5 files. Usually it has 4, and some of them have been renamed slightly, so I was a bit confused. But I noticed the actual video file, and I click on it, and I try and open it to make sure it worked, and it comes up with this error message saying something ridiculous that I can't really remember what it was. And I was like, damn, it didn't work, or at least something's happened and it's no longer properly functioning. So I have a look at it, and it looked like that the video itself had been corrupted. I couldn't really do much with it. Thankfully, my video editing software, iMovie, was still able to read the file, but it comes up with this green artifact to the right that flickers, and it was very annoying. But it's fine. It's not too bad. So I was a little bit annoyed. However, there was some other issue that was happening with playing PlayStation 3 games when it was hooked up. It started shoving new artifacts onto the television instead of on a recording or anything. I was seeing them on the television. It was like most of the time they were just black screen flickers, just like kind of like scan lines, or just actual black screens popping up and disappearing within a fraction of a second. So I thought that something very, very bad was happening, and something terrible was going to happen. So I stopped using it altogether. I didn't want to record anymore in case it actually didn't record anything, and I'd lost a bunch of video footage. And I contacted them, and it took us about 3 months to figure out what was going on. There were tons of different approaches to this, try that, and give us a crash report, error messages, and tell us everything that's going wrong. And nothing was working. They come up with a bunch of suggestions, but nothing worked at all. At the end of it all, it turned out it was all my fault. Well, technically it isn't my fault. It's really theirs. Before this all started happening, I restored my computer to factory default, and that seemed to have done something to mess with the program itself. I don't know, because I had to reinstall the program, so surely nothing was wrong with my Mac, because it was working fine beforehand. But after that, it kept on doing this corruption. The actual solution was the fact that I was not giving the program enough time to save the file. So I was closing the program a little bit too preemptively, and so it's given out most of the video, but there are still bits missing. That's why it's corrupted. So I re-record something, and I leave the app open for a couple of minutes after I'd finished recording, and lo and behold, it worked. It worked. So it saved the file properly, and that's basically it, really. It's a bit silly though, because as I said, it's not really my fault, because it didn't used to do that, so how was I supposed to know to leave it open for longer? But nevertheless, it works now, and I'm going to continue using it. The issue as to why I was late. Obviously there was no real schedule since this all started happening, but I was going to upload something last Wednesday, which was about 5 days ago, I think. It's Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Yeah, 5 days. Mathematics. But well, that was the day. No, actually, it was a Thursday, so it's 4 days ago, and that I was going to upload something. Because the Wednesday before last Wednesday was the day I went on holiday to Cornwall with my parents, and I recorded 2 Let's Plays, one mature one, and one Columbus Let's Play. So I had 2 to work with over the duration of the holiday, and I did it over several hours, lots and lots of hours, over the course of a couple of days. I managed it. I finished all the editing, and was going to upload it the day after I got back. You see, the thing is with Let's Plays is they take up a lot of room, a lot of storage space. Especially high definition ones. They take up a bunch of gigabytes, maybe 6 to 10 for an hour and a half Let's Play. And that's just for the original gameplay recording. There's still my audio, and there is the edited videos, which are usually about 3 or 2, sometimes higher. So I had all of these videos, and I didn't just want to leave them on my computer while I was doing other things, because there was something else I was going to do as well. What was it? Oh, that's right. I was handbraking films to watch. They were the ones owned by my dad. He brought with him that he thought I'd like. So I handbraked them onto my computer so he could keep this. And obviously they took up more room. So I moved all my Let's Play footage onto my iPod Classic, which is enabled for disc use. So I use it as it was the first time I'd done it. I went into iTunes, I turned it on, and I plugged it in, and I transferred all the videos. And it worked fine. I got home, I tried to take them off, and I clicked on the file and moved it to the desktop, and it started working, and then after a minute it stopped. And so I clicked the X to stop the process completely, and it wasn't having it. So I had to forcefully eject. I plugged it back in, and it was all still there, so that was good. And instead I tried to copy it file by file. Nothing was happening. I tried just a small little audio file, just a couple of 100 megabytes, so it's really tiny. And it wasn't working, it just kept on loading. Nothing was actually transferring at all. So I try and close out of that, and it crashes my computer completely. I have to do a forced shutdown, and I turn it back on, and my iPod isn't in the desktop. There was no icon for it. So I unplug it, because there was nothing there to eject, and I look at it, and it tells me to choose a language. So I choose English, and then I realise that there's no media on it. I plug it back in, and surely, yeah, there is nothing on my iPod. It's all been completely wiped, absolutely gone forever. Well, maybe not forever, but yeah, it's gone. I was angry, really quite angry, and a little bit depressed, tiny bit of both, tiny. So I tried to do a bunch of different things. I tried to recover the data. I tried to verify it and see if I can get it repaired on disk utility. But no, it wasn't having it. It was not readable until I have formatted it. And I don't want to format it in case it loses the unzeroed data. Because when you delete something, it just puts like a little marker in front of the binary and says, ignore this. Just write over the top of this information. It doesn't zero it all. because it takes too long. So I know that my information is still on there, but I can't get it. So this weekend, or sometime during this week, I'm going to organise a meeting to see an Apple Genius and see if I can get it restored. See if I can get all the information back. If not, then that's 2.5 hours of gameplay gone. That's days of editing gone. That's two sets of Let's Plays gone. One for Columbus, which was Spyro, and one Uncharted set. So I'm a little bit annoyed, and I don't want to start recording something new. I don't want to jump from where I left off 3 months ago to where I am now, because there's a bit missing. I don't want to do that. But I also, at the same time, I don't want to go back. I don't want to reload an old save and re-record it in case I get this one back, because this one was better. I know it will be, because if I try and record it again, then I'll... No, I'm not doing it. I don't like that idea. I don't like either ideas. I want my stuff back, but it's not going to happen. Well, hopefully it will, but it's unlikely. Because you need to pay for hard disk restoration. Which sucks. Like, utterly. Really, quite a lot. Because my stuff, and it isn't my fault that it's gone. At least it's not this stupid hard drive. This thing, plug that in, and yeah, lost everything again. Just because I don't. Is there something wrong with my computer? Quite possibly. I don't know what I'm asking you for. But yeah. So that's the whole reason. There was issues with the capture card. Then I was on holiday, and then I lost the files. So that's why there's been such a massive gap. Hopefully, by the end of this week, I will have the data back. If not, then it'll have to be sent off somewhere and get it that way. If I can get the data back, then obviously I'll wait and upload it when I do. If I can't get it back, then I will re-record Uncharted and upload that. Spyro, on the other hand, I can't do, because there aren't multiple saves, there aren't progression saves in separate slots, it's all one. So whenever I do something new, that slot gets overwritten. Which means that I can't go back to an earlier level to redo it. Well, I can. I can go back and redo it. But it won't... I don't know if all the gems come back. Sorry, that might have been a bit loud. I don't know if all the gems come back, but it's likely that Columbus won't be doing that again. He hates the game, but he's willing to do at least one level once. So if I have to re-record it, it'd just be me, which is a shame, because he's a good talker. And there was a lot of funny content in that Let's Play. I was quite pleased with how that one turned out. And then, of course, it gets deleted. So, yeah. You know WoW. You know now. And that's pretty much everything. I'm going to be uploading another video today relating to something called Patreon, or Patreon, or Patreon, I don't know. Patreon, I think, is how it's pronounced. Which is a type of Kickstarter thing for something that already exists and you can donate for. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have the thing that you're paying for stopped until you pay. It's still a free service. You just can pay if you want to, and you get rewards for certain amounts. And I'm going to be doing that for my Let's Plays. Considering I get near no... I don't get any money for this. Despite being connected with a company that puts advertisements on. my videos, I don't get anything. I earn so little and they take so much of it that there is none left for me. So it's pointless. So I decided to give this whole Patreon thing a go. And as I said, I'm going to be putting it all into more detail then, so I can link that video on Patreon, so you don't have all this Elgato and rage talking in there. So thank you for your patience. Hopefully there will be a video soon, but try not to be too hopeful for that. Maybe I can just move on to my next Let's Play, which would be adult, which would be Alice Madness Returns. I can do that, and I'll upload that at some point. But this is all just to do with Uncharted and Spyro. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you very much for your patience, as I said, and for your patience with this video, because I know I can talk a lot. I don't want to swear for this, but it's probably just adults watching this anyway. Hopefully there'll be something up soon. Please be patient. Thanks.